A new bid for Alexander Isak is coming. Fabrizio Romano's words exactly were, Liverpool will bid again for Isak as planned since July. It's been an explosive day in the pursuit of Alexander Isak. Newcastle fans online losing their minds. The Newcastle journalists, not all of them, but some, being embarrassed again. But Liverpool, not just in pole position, but the player fighting with every ounce of his being, every fibre of his body, pushing to become a Liverpool player. The new bid will come. The new bid will be big. The new bid will be a British transfer record. We're going to delve into it on the show, but listen, hit the like button right now, please, if you could be so kind. Make sure you are subscribing. And if you haven't clicked that little bell notification button that is next to the subscribe button, please could you do so. Very, very important to us indeed. So look, where do we start? Where do we start on this? Because it's been a turbulent, exciting, enthralling day. I love a transfer. I don't want, by the way, I keep getting accused of this. Oh, you're a Man United fan and you want Liverpool to get Isak. No, I want Isak to stay at Newcastle. In fact, best scenario is sell him to Saudi. I'd be very happy. Newcastle are weakened, and my biggest rival, my bitterest rival, a team that, in a footballing sense, I despise, wouldn't get better. But what I'm not going to do is not present the facts that we're being told, or the information that we're being told. And I'm also not going to give a false opinion just to shit on a rival. Not my way. I'm too old, I'm too grown to be behaving that way. The update from David Ornstein this morning I thought was telling, because it was only 12 to 24 hours ago of me recording this that a lot of the Newcastle media, again, players not for sale, the club's really unhappy with Isak and Liverpool's behaviour, almost suggesting that Liverpool, we spoke about this on the video last night, like Liverpool had blindsided them. Isak's behaviour has come from nowhere. The club were not expecting this. Liverpool's actions and Isak's actions are the only reason the club is considering moving for another player. And I thought it was very intriguing that the best in the business, David Ornstein, comes out with a very in-depth, very detailed, very concise. I say, can you be detailed and concise? Yes, I think you can. There was a lot of detail, but each part was quite concise and to the point is what I meant. I want to make sure I explain that correctly. And basically said, if you read the article, and I'm actually going to get the article up in front of me again right now because I don't want to misrepresent what it said. Now, this was so telling. Because it said here, now listen to this. Isak's perspective is that after being informed last summer that a new contract would not yet be offered to him because of financial fair play and the fact he had a contract at the time that still had 4 years remaining on £120,000 a week, he made it clear it would be his last campaign. Then towards the end of the season, he reminded Newcastle that he'll be wanting to move on and Liverpool were his preferred destination. Now, Newcastle deny this, so we've got to present the facts or the information. I shouldn't use the word facts. The information from both sides. Newcastle deny that this was expressed and believed what they had planned is just conversations about a new deal. But Isak has come out very quickly after these latest reports by Luke, I don't remember his name, that we spoke about last night right here on this channel and said, no, they've had a year of knowing I was leaving, a reminder towards the end of the season. This isn't a knee-jerk reaction from Isak. This isn't, as it's being framed, scummy behaviour, nasty behaviour. This is someone going, hang on. We didn't quite have a gentleman's agreement, but you knew what I wanted. You had time to plan for it. You knew I was going to push for this move. And not only have you fouled in your attempts to sign players, you're now trying to create this media and PR narrative that myself and Liverpool are the bad guys. And I understand why the player is pushing back. Now, that all being said, multiple reports now, including Fabrizio Romano, whose tweet features on the thumbnail of this piece of content, and that is that Liverpool will bid again as planned. It says if and when Newcastle open the door, but more information has come out since then from multiple outlets. And this is one of the funniest lines I've read. Let me read this to you now. It says here, Liverpool have been told Alexander Isak is not for sale. It's in big capital letters, not for sale, unless they launch a serious offer. I am sick to my back teeth of this nonsense from the media. I know the media outlets are a little bit scared of, well, you said this and the opposite happened. Stop it. You're writing things down like we're dumb, like we're stupid, like we lack intellect. You can't not be for sale and also want a serious offer. It means the players for sale at the right price. Write the sentence correctly. Isak is for sale at the right price. Not that it can't be that he's not for sale unless a serious offer comes in. It's almost oxymoronic. It's a paradox. It doesn't make any sense. The same as all those weird articles in the last few days from the Newcastle media. Stop it. Stop it. It's ridiculous. The new bid is coming. And to reiterate more on what David Ornstein said, and this is so important, I think, for Newcastle fans to grasp, Newcastle fans to understand, and Newcastle fans to digest. Okay? It's so very important indeed. I want to make sure I read this. I've got it up. I'm adding it to my screen right now because it's important. I want to read this correctly. I did have it up and it's refreshed, and I don't edit these videos. It says here, Alexander Isak is adamant that he will not play for Newcastle again. So there's all these stories yesterday. Oh, the player is going to reconcile. He'll sign a new deal maybe. No. He's saying even if he doesn't leave, he does not want to kick a ball for them again. His Newcastle career is over. He has no wish, not one, zero, niente, nil point, no desire to reintegrate with his teammates. None. What he is frustrated with is that Newcastle have gone for the wrong targets. They've had terrible advice. They've tried to sign the wrong people, like Šeško. We now know going for Šeško was a little bit silly. Man United were always the favourites. He always prioritised Man United over the two. United always said they were going to put the bid in. And Newcastle hung around for 10 days, twiddling their thumbs. Imagine how Isak feels. Hang on, you guys are looking for the replacement, but you're chasing lost causes. You're trying to flog a dead donkey. This is nuts. You know, my old boss in my old job, when I used to be a salesman, used to say, listen, you either have a pipeline or you have a pipe dream. And Newcastle have been living in a pipe dream for so many of their striker targets. Go and get Johan Wissa. Go and get Samuel Amarodium. Go and get, it's been put out again. Nico Jackson wants you. Go and get him. You're not getting someone as good as Isak. You just have to get that into your head. I don't mean it with any disrespect. Find someone you can develop into an Isak. You're not picking up an Isak level player now today. You probably weren't doing that all summer, if the truth be told. But a new bid from Liverpool is coming. Liverpool fans, I get they're getting a little sketchy because they want this deal. They want it over the line, especially with the links that City have had to players, and you know, and Chelsea are getting to players, and the Arsenal have signed this summer. They want to keep adding more to create that clear blue water, to create that advantage they all see themselves having as the season progresses. More is needed too. Mark Gahey and other deals are still most definitely needed. But in the cold, hard light of day, the new bid is going to come. Liverpool are prepared. Liverpool are ready. And I don't believe one thing from Newcastle. I know the media are putting this out there, but it's what Newcastle are saying. This whole, we will entertain a bid when it's serious. It needs to be a British transfer fee. It needs to be above 110. However, as soon as Newcastle find their replacement, the world changes. And that's why I wouldn't buy into this narrative now. The narrative now is a comfort blanket. The narrative now is a little bit of a seed being planted for, if they don't sign a replacement, they'll go, we told you he wasn't for sale, which is just a load of old trap, a load of old jackanori, a load of old nonsense. He's for sale, but as soon as they sign a replacement, it happens. It happens instantly. In my personal opinion, I'm not a journalist, I'm not in the know, but just reading these stories, looking at how consistently wrong the Newcastle press has been, the fact they're on the attack now, the fact they're on the PR attack against Isak and against Liverpool, tells you all you need to know. It's as clear as a nose upon the end of my face. But look, I want your views, I want your opinions in the comments section below. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Get yourself subscribing. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all soon. Peace!